Hey friends, this is Dolynny TV. We're riding high following a 5-0 victory over top of the Washington Capitals. However long or short-lived it may be, friends, we've got some discussion here now. Because what I claim this to be is a get-right game. Obviously, just because you get right for one game doesn't mean anything, and you very well could just sewer your season tomorrow kind of deal against the Anaheim Ducks. That's completely fair. But if the Oilers are truly serious about turning this around, truly serious about going 65 point percentage or higher the rest of the way home, truly serious about playing like Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl are capable of, enough to mask the defensive and goaltending issues we have, while also maybe making some additions to mask that up as well. Well, there's a whole bunch we actually have to discuss currently right now to sit back and understand if there is any hope left. Friends, I'm Tyson, this is Dolynny TV. Glad to have you aboard. If you are new to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button here on the channel. Closing in on less than 1,400 subscribers to go to 15,000. It's been a wild year, and the fact that 10,000 and 15,000 could bang off at the same calendar year, that's pretty unreal. So friends, cue the graphic, shall we? Let's get to that. The playoff picture. Yes, we've cemented ourselves down to a wild card spot. I don't even want to discuss climbing the standings to get into the top three because it is physically impossible math to make you or I believe could be real at this current moment. So here's where I sit and say there is hope yet for the Oilers, but obviously not very good hope. Is the St. Louis Blues are atop the wild card with Seattle Kraken. Blues and Kraken either have more games played or same amount of games played as the Edmonton Oilers. 21 points total in their efforts. And St. Louis, realistically, is 1 point above or 1 win above 500. You've got Seattle, who actually has more losses than us currently. Yes, they've clearly kept the scoring close enough in the games they've lost to make sure they get some overtime or shootout losses. But you look at that, they've been outscored goals for, goals against, minus 16. The Oilers are a differential of minus 14. So herein lies the problem, is you got this Oilers team that's minus 14. They trail the Seattle Kraken in the standings by 8 points currently, and the Kraken have a worse goal differential than the Edmonton Oilers. Okay, you get where I'm going here. That's what just doesn't start to add up about this wacky playoff picture we've got forming here just after American Thanksgiving. The Flames are in there despite being 8-12, technically speaking, on the year, right? They've won only 40% of their games. The Nashville Predators are a game below 500. Yes, overtime losses and stuff start counting up here. The Arizona Coyotes have lost 11 out of 19. So have to the Ducks, 11 out of 20 actually there. The Minnesota Wild have lost 13 games. The Oilers have lost 13 games. The Chicago Blackhawks, actually, to their credit, have less losses than a lot of guys ahead of them in the standings with only 12. So maybe the Blackhawks are the team to look for here instead of the Oilers, not sure. And then you got the San Jose Sharks that have 17 losses on the year. So you do the math here, and you look to that last 5 column where blue represents wins, red represents losses. Nashville's won the last 4. So you take that and flip what would have happened for the Oilers had they won the last 4, and the Preds had they lost 3 of the last 4. So the Preds would be sitting at 14 points, right, technically speaking, and the Oilers would be sitting at 19, tied with Calgary, 2 points out of the playoff picture. So what I'm saying here is I'm not claiming that the Oilers' playoff chances are good. I'm not saying the Oilers are going to make the playoffs by no means. But what I'm saying is this playoff picture is so fragile, so wacky right now that anything is still possible if the bottom 10 teams in the Western Conference continue to struggle. The St. Louis Blues are the only ones with a winning record in the wildcard race. That, my friends, is insane to think about. The Oilers are terrible. They have been all year. They win 5-0 against the Washington Capitals, and potentially you get your get-right game and start climbing the standings because you're still more than double below 500, right? You're 6-13 technically on the year. It's going to take an 8-game winning streak to get over 500. So hey, what do you say, right? But you look at it for the Oilers right now, you got 13 points. You go out there and win 3-4 in a row, drop one. Win 3-4 in a row, drop one in overtime. Win 2 in a row. And suddenly you are right there with St. Louis and Seattle. And the big thing here is for Seattle, do you expect them to get their poop in a group and start turning it around? Because technically they've got points in 4 of their last 5, and they are 8-9-5. That's where the problem lies in. So just a quick update has me, you know what? If the Oilers are serious, they might be able to do something. But again, we know that if they are serious, they can do something. That's why I'm so negative. That's why I'm so frustrated with how this season has started, is the Oilers are a much better team than they have shown. And that is despite massive defensive issues and massive goaltending issues. If the offense, led by Connor and Leon, and the power play gets back to 29 or plus percentage, there's no problem winning hockey games in bunches for the Edmonton Oilers. Obviously, it serves you no good come playoff time, and that's where you hope that Jeff Jackson adds some really key players that are useful at the trade deadline or prior to that for playoffs. But this Oilers team is a regular season juggernaut. We've known that for the last 2 seasons. If they play their game, if they play consistently, outscoring the other team's offense, which is what this team's known to do, that's how we win hockey games. Well, guess what? We're going to win hockey games, and we're going to win them in bunches like we have at the end of the last 2 seasons. So it's not impossible, but it's not because we're a good team, top bottom. It's because the playoff picture is absolutely wacky right now, and there ain't a good team in the bottom 10 teams in the Western Conference. Friends, I'm Tyson. This is Dolynny TV. What I want you to do, just crunch the numbers yourself, okay? This is my challenge to you. Look at the numbers today. Sit here and say, well, you know, maybe this makes sense. Maybe it doesn't. Obviously, every other team could get their poop in a group and get going as well at any point. So that's always a possibility for us, that we just have fallen too far behind and somebody figures it out, like the Seattle Kraken, like the St. Louis Blues, and runs away with it. That's completely possible. However, as it currently stands, the Oilers have room to make up ground rather quickly if they start stringing 3, 4, 5 in a row together. But we've already had this chat when we strung together that first win the day before Jay Woodcroft was fired. So come with it here. And actually, Patrick just sent me the schedule here for the Edmonton Oilers over the next 4 games. I knew we had Vegas after the Ducks. Then we have the Jets, which is always a bad game for the Oilers. And then the Carolina Hurricanes at home on December 6th. So you think we can win those next 4? Because if we do, suddenly this picture looks a lot better than it did. Because, right, 21 points would put you right in the thick of things. Yeah, you're talking about 4 games from now. That's the subscribe button. No, 4 games from now. Realistically, right, you're probably 2-3 points out of a playoff spot if you got some teams piled up there at the top 4 games from now, if you're able to win them. If, because yikes, you're probably not. Friends, I'm Tyson, this is Dolynny TV. That is why I was wearing the hood all video, if it was bugging you. I am up on, to here.